Angie, I'm really pleased to bring you to another segment of our community, and that is our nonprofit businesses. So you've met many of our for-profit businesses, but I think if we're really going to do things great for our community, we have to think about how we give back to others. And I'd like to introduce you to Linda Speed. Linda is the president of the Community Foundation of Southern Indiana, and we're glad to be here, Linda.
Thank you. Glad to have you here.
Tell us a little bit about what the Community Foundation of Southern Indiana is.
Love to. The Community Foundation of Southern Indiana, we're a public foundation. We're created by over 250 individual charitable funds created by generous donors in our community, and each charitable fund does what that donor wants it to do. So my fund might support, my alma mater in the library, and your fund might support the zoo and something different. And all together, collectively, we have over 116 million in assets, and we give away over $5 million a year in grants.
Wow!
Oh my goodness!
So if I have dollars that I want to give to a community and I want to put it in good hands, then I can also tell you how I want that money to be allocated.
Absolutely. Yes.
So how do you determine what the spending is going to be in terms of where the need is?
We have a needs assessment that we did right at the end of 2015 through the Indiana University Southeast Applied Research and Education Center, canvassed the whole community of Clark and Floyd counties to look for what are our priorities, what are our needs, and we use that as our guideline to determine what are the greatest needs and the highest priorities of our community, and that's where we make grants from a discretionary permanent fund that we hold. As a donor of an individual fund, you get to tell us what nonprofits you want your fund to support. But there's also an unrestricted endowment here at the Community Foundation created by generous donors that just want nothing more than that money to be used for the betterment of our community. And we use that needs assessment to tell us how we should use grants from that fund.
So if I'm understanding correctly, if I'm an individual or an organization or a business, then why, just as succinctly as possible, why would I want to have a fund through you?
We can make your giving streamlined and easy and very meaningful for you. So if you have questions about the best organizations doing the right kind of work in an area that you're interested in, we can help you learn about that and make good choices. We can make all of your giving consolidated into one fund, and you just let us know when you want grants to go out from that fund. So tax reporting becomes very simple for you, right? And we can make it very meaningful, again, as a corporation or as an individual, to help you really accomplish what you want to with your charitable investment.
So you pegged me well. I'm a big fan of the Louisville Zoo. It's not in Clark or Floyd counties. Is that a problem then?
That's not a problem, because a grant from an individual donors fund can go anywhere in the world that they want it to, as long as it's an IRS approved public charity. When we make grants out of that unrestricted permanent fund that we have here, those grants have to benefit residents of Clark and Floyd County, but of course an example would be the zoo. That's the zoo for Clark and Floyd County residents as well. So grants can go from our fund to benefit anything that supports the residents of Clark and Floyd.
So how do we get into this giving? Is there how do we benefit from giving to the Community Foundation now?
Well, what you can do is it takes a minimum of $1,000 to start a fund that is just a simple money in the door and your grants out the door. So for planning purposes, that's a really easy way for folks to get started and consolidate their giving in one place. For a permanent fund that's going to last past your lifetime and continue to give ongoing for generations, that's a $15,000 minimum, and you can start that and then you give away a portion of what it earns every year in grants.
Linda, we just have a couple of moments left, but don't you have some kind of a campaign when Wendy and I are in the car that's lasting through 2020?
Yes, we do. It's a matching grant from the Lilly Endowment out of Indianapolis. For our unrestricted endowment that's for the good of Clark and Floyd counties, there is a $2 for every $1 contributed match, which is fantastic. And for your own individual charitable giving, it's a $1 for every $2 match.
We need to get back on the road, but Linda, thank you for sharing this other side of the Southern Indiana community.
Wonderful. Pleased to have you here. Thanks.
Thank you.